Probably you are now wondering, how is it possible that you have a video of the Mona Lisa talking and moving? Well, as you may see here, the words deep fake. Deep fake is a expression that came above like in the last few years, and it gained a lot of traction also in the mainstream. Deepfakes are essentially video and image manipulations where you can use AI to create videos or images that aren't real. And that's exactly what I've been doing in the video you see just now. The Mona Lisa is a picture or an image which is static, so it doesn't move. And I used a video of Leonardo DiCaprio talking and mixed it with the Mona Lisa image using deepfakes. So now I have this video of the Mona Lisa talking and moving. And today I want to show you just a quick overview how it's working and just give you a little bit more understanding about deepfakes. I guess a lot of you guys already know deepfakes or have used them in some form or the other. There are a lot of apps out there now where you can use this technology, for example face swaps or something like this. They are all using deepfakes or some kind of deepfake technology. Well, so now let's go on how it's working. I have here is a very simplistic structure of how deepfakes are working. Well, at first we have here the video. The video is, for my example now, the video is where the AI or my deepfake model should learn which expressions to use, how to move, and this stuff. So it's taking the video and learning all the expressions, the facial movements, the head movements and stuff like that from this video. So I show you the video later on, and it's learning how the mouth is moving, how the eyes are moving, how the mimics are moving, and all this stuff. So it learns the patterns and expressions of the video. And in the same time, it learns about the image. The image is my base image, where I use the video and put it over the image. So I put all the expressions learned from the video on the image, creating a video of the image. So this image is my Mona Lisa image. And the model is learning also patterns of the image. Like, for example, how is the head? What's the background? How is the person in the picture looking? How are her eyes, her mouth, her cheeks, like all this stuff. Like every facial pattern and everything in the image is learned by the model. So it can later use these patterns to perfectly create like this fake. So after the model trained all this stuff, it can put it together. So it's merging all these expressions it learned from the video and the patterns it learned from the image. So it's trying now to put all the expressions from the video on the patterns of the image. So as you could see in the beginning, the movements of the mouth, like she's talking, it was learned from the video of DiCaprio and put on the image of Mona Lisa. So the model learned, okay, how is the mouth or how is her mouth looking, and it's looking at DiCaprio's mouth and looking how is the mouth moving. And these patterns that it learned from DiCaprio's mouth were put over the patterns it learned from Mona Lisa's mouth. And you saw that it wasn't perfect. Like you had some parts of the picture of the video were like blurry or out of scale and stuff like this. And this is because it's trying where it doesn't know how it's looking, or where it doesn't know how it looks, because Mona Lisa has like this closed mouth. It tries to imagine something or tries to create something new. So the teeth are looking a bit weird. But that's okay. You can, if you have like video animation skills, you can easily fix this. Just with deepfakes, it's a little bit harder. There are some techniques in place where or that repair a lot of this. So also that this video looks this good, it used a lot of image rescaling and repurposing and editing, but it isn't perfect, as you could see. Well, still, now as it puts the patterns and the expressions it learned together, we have created a deepfake. And yeah, it's basically very simple if you look at it like this, but if you look at the real techniques behind and the real in-depth look, it's really, really complicated. And just so you know, this is a very simplistic model or structure of how a deepfake works. And now I'm gonna show you the code I used and how you can use this code and what you can do with it. So I am here now in a Google Colab notebook. For those of you who don't know what it is, you have seen on my channel the Jupyter notebook and the Kaggle notebook. And both of these notebooks are browser tools where you can use simple cells to run code separated from another. Well, Google Colab is just like Google's or the answer from Google to Jupyter notebooks and this stuff, and you can use CPU and GPU from Google for free to do like simple machine learning stuff. And yeah, if you use too much, it closes you down, but for simple stuff like this now, it's just working, and it's working very good. You can see here I'm using a Python 3 backend, and I have 12.69 gigabytes of RAM in total, and I'm not even using close to it. And I have like 87.19 gigabytes of memory, and I'm using maybe half of it. Yeah. So now this Colab notebook is my code for the deepfakes. It's a demo from a very popular paper which enabled a lot of people to simply use deepfakes. The paper is called First Order Motion Model for Image Animation and is from a few PhD students, and you can also see their GitHub code. If you just use this link here, we can quickly go on it so you can see it. Like this is the maintainer, or here you have 14 contributors, and this is the code. This is the full code for the deepfake model that you can use. Here you can have the paper and the framework. You can see here some examples, like you have pictures, and you have over all these pictures they are laying this video of Donald Trump talking, and you can see they are all talking here. Then you have some examples, you have some installation guides and stuff like this. This code base here is really big, so if you want to use it, I would recommend it using it on your local computer, because I don't think Google Colab is allowing it. It's too big, I guess, and the training is taking too long. But if you got time on your hand and have a decent hardware computer, you can just simply download it to your computer and use it there. For people who don't want to do it, there is a demo version created by Grapheme Cluster, I guess it's his name. I don't know, but yeah, this demo I'm using as well. So you have here also IPython notebook, so that's this one. We have here the demo for this deepfake model. Here are all the requirements installed, and I already run this, so it took like, I don't know, half a minute. Then you have here all this code, and just remember, this code that you see here is not the deepfake model. It's just for this rendering here. So the code that you see above is just for rendering all these images, like this nice table that looks clean, these upload files here, this drop down, the checkboxes, and a generate button. So, and what I used now was this Mona Lisa picture or image and this Leonardo DiCaprio video. And I can simply click on it, then you see the screen, this screen border around it, so you know this is checked. And then you just click on generate, and it takes some time, and while it's processing, I'm showing you the code. So let's go from the bottom, from the top down. At first we have some imports. You can see here a lot of image, or like you have here a image manipulation library, you have input output, you have here another image manipulation library, you have some imports for displaying stuff, like this one here for displaying HTML. Also you have here the Google Colab imports, and what are extremely important are these two. These two are basically what loads the deepfake model. So in this import is basically the deepfake model. And if we go down now, we see here this is basically just CSS, like styling, down till here. Then we have some functions which are mainly for creating the table you saw down on the bottom, where all the images and videos are shown. These are just the functions written for creating this nice little layout. Here this is also just for labeling and creating buttons and putting all this stuff together. Then we have here about the upload, so you can upload your own videos. This is all here, and yes, here you have some widgets, like you can choose which model you want to use. And this is further description you can find in the GitHub. But this is just, these are some models that I used in the first order model. So yeah, it doesn't matter to you. You can just use the Vox, which is the standard. So just use this and you are good to go. Yeah, then here is more about the labeling and displaying, and I'm just looking for where it's creating our deepfake. It's easily to overlook it because it's just one single file. It's just one single sentence or one single row. Yeah, row. I just have to find it. Well, here are also more functions of creating the videos and uploading the videos. So before I show you the complete video, I'm just gonna find out where, here it is. So here is the function generate. I could have seen this, but yeah. Inside of this function, it's creating our model and our deepfake. So basically the important stuff you find here. Yes. So at first you have a reader which is using the video that I selected and transforming it into readable data for our model, then it's more then it's converting it more or further converting. Here it's just using every frame, going through every frame and putting it to the driving video. And then you can see here it's loading checkpoints, which are important for our model. The checkpoints you can imagine are like these patterns that it's looking for, the patterns and the expressions. And it's saving those checkpoints in KP detector, and you have this generator, which is also used for generating our deepfake. And then you have like this predictions variable. This predictions variable is where our deepfakes or our deepfake is created in. So we have this make animation function, which is from the original deepfake code. Like somewhere in here is the make animations function, and here you give this functions the image transformed to the right sizes. Then you have also our frames from the video transformed. Then you have our generator, which is created up here. You have our checkpoints, and you have some two more values or parameters that you're giving. This relative, I don't know. This adapt movement scale is basically that you have this that you have these same movements. And inside of this function, our deepfake is created. It's using this generator to layering our frames over our image, and the rest is just for displaying more. Yeah. So basically it's those few lines here to create a deepfake. And if you run all this and it runs through, then you can click here on play and you see how it's comparing. So you have our image of Mona Lisa, and you have our image of, or our video of Leonardo DiCaprio, and you can see the movements are almost the same. So you see, okay, he's leaning to the side, so also our Mona Lisa is leaning to the side. The mouth movements are pretty much the same, and the eye movements as well. So like all those little, you can just look at it. Like here the cheek movements are the model is trying to recreate it. The mouth movements are recreated at its best, or it's trying its best. But as you also can see, the face here is like a little bit stretched and it's not very good scaled and stuff like this. This is because the model is very hard working, and it's you just have to use a lot more image manipulation to just get it perfectly right. If you are a little bit into video editing, you can do it with no problem and just create a perfect recreation of the Mona Lisa talking like Leonardo DiCaprio. Well, this was a long video. I still hope you liked it. I hope you understood what I was telling you, and I hope you also can understand that deepfakes are both very cool and you can do a lot with them, but also they are extremely dangerous because you can just create videos out of thin air of someone doing something that he didn't ever do, and it can turn out really dangerous. So there is caution involved with using deepfakes, but still I wanted to tell you and I wanted to show you how it's working. And I'm also gonna link this Collab model here down in the video description so you can use it and can try it out. And I'm also gonna link this GitHub in the video description so you can also look at it. And well, yeah, in that manner, I'm gonna say goodbye. I hope you liked my video. If so, please leave a like and consider subscribing. Um, if I did any mistakes, just let me know in the comments. I will be happy to read them and also correct myself because I'm also not a extreme expert in this field. But yeah, and so see you in the next video. Goodbye.